Hi, my name is Peter Saleh. I'm the director of the Rutgers Youth Percussion Ensemble, and this is just to talk a little bit about the audition, just to make sure that you understand what goes into trying out for the group. The idea behind our audition, it's a little different than your region audition in that we don't actually ask you for sight reading and we don't ask for technical demonstrations. Those are of course very valuable skills, but for our context, we're much more interested in seeing how well specifically you play with a group. And if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense. We're a chamber group, and so I want to see that you can hear and line up with things. So with that in mind, we actually have duets to choose from. And anybody who's auditioning, you're going to choose ideally 2 duets, but we can do one if it's your first year and you're just trying things out. But you're going to play one part of the duet while listening to and playing along with the recording of the other part. And this is where our YouTube playlist comes in handy. Each of the parts for the ensemble or the duet pieces are recorded so that you can of course practice along with them and then record your audition along with them. And it's important when you record your audition that both parts are audible on the recording so that we can hear the musical balance that you're going for. Obviously, the better recording quality you can achieve, the better we'll be able to hear what's going on with your playing. With respect to people recording for the first time, I suggest a lot of times going to your high school band room, getting some time, give yourself at least a half hour to get some good takes down. Make sure that you have separate devices to record onto. A lot of times it works well if you play the play-along track through a computer and then record with your phone, and the steadier and better the footage, the better. If you are a returning member, the one catch is that I don't want you to replay anything you've auditioned with in the past. Once you run out of the audition duets, then you don't have to audition anymore. That's the way I do it. So if you want to play your first year, a couple of them, the next year a couple more, third year you only have one left. And so if you're coming back for a third or fourth, fifth year, you don't have to audition, because at that point I know who you are, and I know what kind of player you are. And it's still good to hear a solo, but the duets, I already know who you are at that point. So there is the audition etude that I compose, which is basically drum set instruments, either a pair of tom-toms and you have sticks and mallets, or a snare drum and a hi-hat where you have sticks and brushes. And you'll play one part while listening to the other part of that. And all of the videos have the sheet music in the video description, as well as some other valuable information in the video description. If you're doing the Handel Fantasy, you're only going to be doing the treble clef part. The other part is, in that case, not an option. And then if you're doing American Creety, the Tigger Benford excerpt, you can either play the melody on marimba, or you can do what I call the wild card option, which is to interpret the melody and in any creative way that you like on whatever instrument you like. Drum set, djembes, conga, if you play tabla, or if you want to play on marimba and harmonize with it in a musically, stylistically appropriate way, that's fine too. Basically a way, I'm interested in what kind of creativity that you can bring to it, beyond obviously being able to count and play in that case in odd time signatures. So those are the options. You can play one of the percussion etude parts. You can play the treble part for Handel, or you can play marimba or something else of your choosing from American Creety. And I would encourage you to watch our performance of that from a few years ago with Mike Truesdell, so you can see what we're talking about there in terms of adapting the melody for other instruments. You can do it even with kashishi if you like. So you'll do one or preferably 2 of those things, and then you'll do a solo of your choice, and this is more the traditional kind of show us what you got sort of thing. But pick an instrument you feel really confident on, that you enjoy playing, and you feel kind of shows off your strongest percussion skills. It can, a lot of times an all-state solo, college audition solo, or something that you performed publicly. If you and your private teacher have worked on something, something, for lack of a better way of putting it, just show off something that you're really proud of and you're happy with and you enjoy playing. So those are the parts of the audition. When you have a version ready, that's ready for public consumption, I would recommend making it an unlisted YouTube video. The private video links are a little too complicated. You have to know too much information about who's potentially watching them. Unlisted will be good, and leave it up there until you've gotten confirmation that it's been watched and you got feedback, and then you can do whatever you want with it. If you want to leave it up, if you want to share it with the whole wide world, that's totally fine. But just make sure it's accessible. If you're looking for some help and you don't have a private teacher or you don't have time to work it into your lessons, I offer a free 15-minute Skype session just to get you going and help you feel confident about it. Sometimes all you need is just a hint in the right direction and you're off to the races, and I'm happy to provide that on the front end if that means you feel better about your audition and you're happy to come out a little sooner and meet us and make some great music. The point of this is, after running this ensemble for 15 years, I realized this is the best way to get the best people where they feel the most prepared. If you have any questions for me, of course, let me know. My email address is available on the group's Facebook page, and I'll put it in the video description here. And I'm really excited to hear what you have to play. I've met some of the best people ever working with this group, and that's always going to be the case, partially because you're watching this right now and you're trying to figure out, hey, I want to audition, how do I do this? Well, hopefully you have all the information. If you have any more questions, let me know, and I look forward to meeting you and seeing your audition. Thank you.